All right, good morning, everybody. So I'm back on my phone. I was logged in and nobody was joining me, so here I am. So I don't know if anybody's with me. Last time it took a minute for the comments to appear. Let's see if anybody's here and says hello with me. There we go. I see somebody is here. Welcome, Diane. All right, I had to log off my computer and jump back on my phone because for whatever reason, I had my room or my Facebook Live going for 8 minutes prior to 7 a.m. and nobody joined me. So here I am on my phone. So we're going to give everybody a minute. If you're here, say hello. I'm seeing now 2 viewers, so it looks like people are finding me. Hello, Arnell. I'm just going to wait till 7:03. It's 7:02 right now, and we'll see who else joins us because I had to log out and come back on. That may be confusing if other people were in a room with me that I did not know were there. But as we're waiting and as you're joining us on the replay, everybody just begin to breathe a little deeper and more intentional into your body. And as you exhale, bring yourself even more present to this moment. And feel into your body and come up with your 2-word check-in. What are the 2 words that would describe what you're feeling at this moment? And go ahead and pop those in. I don't know if the comments will come up, but they will show up on my Facebook feed when I come back in. Good morning, Soleil. All right, so it is 7:03. I'm going to just jump right in. So I want to do a little activation at the front end of this message, and then I want to do a little grounding at the back end. So I'm just going to invite you in whatever way makes sense to you to get comfortable right now. And I want you to breathe into your heart chakra. I want you to feel the energy in your chest. Feel it right now, and then see how it begins to shift as you intentionally breathe deeper into your lungs and imagine that little emerald green ball of light in the center of your chest cavity. Now pay attention and just notice, if anything, what shifts for you as you imagine that emerald green ball of light and you shift yourself into soul mode. Right on demand. Shift yourself into soul mode and just acknowledge, even if your 3rd dimensional wounded persona mind doesn't believe it, just focus on the fact, the accurate information that your chest cavity, the energy in your chest cavity and in your emerald green ball of light, your heart chakra, contains no fear. That energy is absent of fear. It is absent of any knowledge that it is not source. It only knows itself as the one source creator. And it has no human limitation because it is not human. You've heard me say that over and over and over again in whatever length of time you've been working with me. I'm driving that point home today because there's something powerful that is happening in the energies that have come online over this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The last 3 days that you've lived through. And that was on the heels of us integrating the energetic shift that happened in our bodies, our minds, and our energy fields during the parade of planets 3 weeks ago. The energy that you are being activated from within in your heart chakra, that energy that came online this weekend is only potential. It's like you've been handed a letter or you've been You got a notification on your computer that says, oh, by the way, we did an upgrade last night. Click here and you'll see all the benefits. You'll see everything that's available to you now. Today's message is about what's available to you now and how you can access it and how you can utilize it. And today's message is about how you can notice that it's already showing up in your way of being. It's an expansion of the energies that came online through the Parade of Planets and the messages I've been sharing with you from the elders and the masters of light concerning that. When I bottom lined it, which I'm going to do again today, the bottom line is humanity is being shifted from the inside out in our consciousness, which according to the elders, our consciousness that's evolving is taking us into deeper and wider embodiments and understanding in human form what it feels like to know ourselves as the one source creator in human form. That's the ascension process. In this download or activation that you've received, we are being invited to deeper levels of compassion and forgiveness. We are being invited into deeper levels of compassion and forgiveness that go beyond our current human understanding of what that means, what that feels like, and what that looks like in your life. And it's as unique to you as your thumbprint. That's super important. All I can do is point to it. And I'm always pointing in one direction. That's pointing you inward. That's where this information resides as impulses of thought that will be coming from your higher self with the invitation, show me what you'll show me, into a formulated thought in your consciousness that will make sense to you. It'll feel like an aha moment. Doesn't have to be profound and life-altering in the moment. These subtle awarenesses have been in an accumulated compounding effect for a very long time. One of the things that is happening right now is, remember the mantra we've been given? And you're going to hear me wear this out, and hopefully you'll get it and you'll utilize it. There is nothing to fix, just more to feel. What do you think when you hear that? What did you just think when you heard me say that? What did you feel when you heard me say that? Some of you feel like, I don't want to feel anything more, right? And some of you are like, I'm tired of trying to fix things, but I don't like how I'm feeling, which makes me feel like I need to fix things. And so we're on this loop, which is the loop that humanity has been put on, always convincing us we're not enough, we're broken, we're sick, we're sinful, we're less than. So this is an searing imprint that we've all been embedded with. We've been encoded with these false beliefs that have been on autopilot. So when the elders are saying there's nothing to fix, there's just more to feel, what they're saying is, and this is the part I've said over and over again, and it may have flown over your head, but the energies that came in over the weekend have made it possible for those that it has flown over your head to go, oh, I didn't think of it that way. Now I'm getting it. And here's how it's working. I said last Monday on Magical Monday, we've been riding this roller coaster of emotion, right? So sometimes that roller coaster dips us into very deep, heavy sadness or frustration or fear or overwhelm of everything that's going on in the planet, that we've been bombarded with information that has convinced us, you better pay attention, you better do something, you better think something, you better say something, you've got to fix something, as if we have the capacity as one little human to fix all the overwhelm circumstances that are being bombarded to us. That was never the design of the human experience. And technology has amplified that lie. The amount of information that we have access to that repeatedly tells us how horrible things are in the world was never your burden to carry. It was never your burden to carry. It was never your problem to fix. And then comes the thought, well, I have to do something because my fellow humans are suffering. And so what do? We just keep watching the information and feeling the emotional intensity, which only feeds the flame of that bonfire and isn't helping anybody, because it's not true. It's not true. Knowing what's happening and feeling what you're feeling is not going to change anything. It's going to fuel the fire. The energies that are coming online that are feeding the encouragement that we've been given there, and the mantra we've been given, there's nothing to fix, only more to feel, is saying, stop, pay attention. The intensity with which you are feeling all of this emotional turmoil, if you're in your Google Map Ascended Awareness, is saying to you, stay up here where your inner guidance is telling you right now, allow yourself to feel all the emotion as an indicator that it's dissipating the imprint of those beliefs that say the burden is yours, and that sense of overwhelm that makes you feel powerless from this false belief that it's your responsibility to somehow fix everything. The intensity with which you are feeling that feeling is dissipating your alignment to that lie that we've all been trained into. So the mantra, there's nothing to fix, there's just more to feel, is the invitation to just step back, sit in your stillness, feel what you're feeling without the need to change it, but just let it dissipate and move through you and out of your energy field. And that's on hyperdrive right now, as of this weekend. What that means is you may find yourself exploding in surges of emotion that is unrelated or disproportionate to what's actually happening in the moment. If you don't know that, your brain is going to say, you got to find out what's wrong with you and fix it. And that's why we're being told there's nothing to fix, just more to feel. The feeling, the act of feeling and emoting is the fix. It's the Google Map solution, but only if you're aware of it. Only if you're aware that you have the power and the permission from your inner guidance to take a step back, simply feel, with the understanding that if I pause and allow myself to feel, it's the evidence of the dissipation of the programming in my energy field moving up and out. Your mind doesn't want to believe that. Your wounded third dimensional persona mind doesn't want to believe it, because it's attached to the part of you that feels like it's doing something to protect you when it convinces you, feel this and fix it. But it's a feedback loop that is one of insanity that we're being liberated from. On the flip side, you may, as you feel these elevated states, and I want you to think about this over the last 3 days and all the way back to last Magical Monday. If you look back over the last 7 days, particularly the last 3 days, you will notice that there were moments where you really felt content. There were moments where you really felt connected to yourself and to others. There were moments where you had bursts of creative thought that felt like, I got this. I feel confident. I feel like, yeah, I'm making progress. And then maybe 30 seconds later or 30 minutes later, you roller coaster down into the opposite of that. It's really important, beautiful souls, that you pay attention right now. This roller coaster ride that we are currently on is going to plateau a little bit as we make our way into March energetically. But this roller coaster ride we are in right now, as the energies are dissipating out of our field, something really potent is happening. But if you're not aware of it, you won't utilize it. What's happening is your inner guidance, your intuition, your ability to perceive beyond your physical five senses is heightening, but it will require you to trust it. We're all being set up for higher levels of telecommunication, communication to our guides, to the angelic realms, to parts of us that can't be accessed through our five senses. We've all been being primed for quite a while, and we're just about to the tipping point. But the way you'll know that that's showing up and that you're being primed for that is your intuition, your sense of inner guidance, your sense of knowing is coming online as a more regular part of your everyday function, but you still are required to trust it. We are being invited into deeper levels of trust for a very specific reason. It will be that level of trust that will have your bandwidth so deep and wide that when obstacles do show up on your mud runner race, you will surprise and amaze yourself because your inner guidance will be saying, do this, go here, say that. But if you're not ready to trust it, you're not going to leap over the hurdle. The good news is this is happening for you, through you, from the inside out. The wounded third dimensional persona mind says, I'm going to not do it right. I'm not going to make it. What if I'm not one that surprises and amazes myself? That's your wounded third dimensional persona. Don't judge it. Don't reject it. Love it and say, oh, wait. I defaulted into wounded third dimensional persona mode. I'm just going to flip the switch into soul mode. It's all located right here. There's a playbook for what we're going through inside of you. And it comes in the form of your internal guidance, sending thoughts and impulses of thoughts into your mind that align with this frequency that I'm talking from and on and transmitting on, and it's empowering you into a higher level of trust as soon as yesterday. It's right there. It's all right here. So my question to you today is, A, are you paying attention? B, will you turn up your focus? And C, will you trust what's coming forward from your heart chakra, from the intelligence of your soul that brought you here for this very, very specific time on planet Earth? Will you pay attention a little more? Will you trust it? And will you follow it? That's where I'm going to leave you today, because it's all downloaded. It's all there. Are you going to take your mouse and click it and let it integrate and then utilize it? That's what we're all being offered today. And what I know is that you are stronger than you think. So don't listen to the mind that would say you're not ready. It's not the mind that's driving this. It's the intelligence of your higher self, which is taking up residence in the same body we've all been living in with our wounded third dimensional persona. We're growing, we're expanding, we're healing, we're ascending, and you're right on track. So trust that and pay attention. That's where I'm going to leave you today. I love you tons. Enjoy this glorious Monday. Make it awesome. Be extra gentle with yourself. Be kind and loving to everyone around you, because this surge is also setting people up, including us, to be incredibly reactionary. We don't want to react. We want to be inward, calm, and responding. And we do not have to respond to everything that triggers us into a reaction that we use the power of the pause to eliminate. So just because you pull back from a reaction that wanted to be retriggered doesn't mean you have to come up with a conscious response. You can just step away. Why? Because there's nothing to fix. There's just more to feel. So after you feel the surge to react and you don't, let it dissipate and just leave the situation. You'll be very surprised. We do not have to live in this reactionary do something mode, and we're being liberated from that. Okay, I love you tons. Bye for now.